My name is Cindy Shea. I used to be the owner of this equipment. I am here to show you and instruct you properly how to use the equipment. We are going to show you some pre-stretches before you work out, and that's literally just moving your body at a slow pace. Different movements to get the joints moving and warmed up. You can use these boards to do that. And then you can start on the stepper. The stepper is going to be introduced by Gail. This is Gail. She is also a certified trainer, as I am. And we are going to begin on the stepper. The stepper is also hydraulic, and the hydraulics are something that are based on our own intensity and movements. There are 3 numbers on each step, and number 3 works the quadriceps. Number 1 works the hamstrings. Again, you are to hold on to these handles at all times and stand up as straight as possible. The stepper is considered cardio equipment. So from the stepper, we are going to use our first machine, which is called the dip shrug.
So this is our first strength training machine.
That's correct. So the dip shrug, we pick up the handle, stand as close to the handle as possible, lift the handle to our chest, and bring it back down to the belly button. So it's chest to belly button. We are working our trapezium muscle, which is located between each shoulder. And that does hold a lot of stress. We're going to make sure that our shoulders are relaxed at all times.
And knees relaxed, no locking of the knees. And see that the faster I move, the more resistance I get.
Perfect.
All right.
And now we move on to our next cardio equipment, the board.
Whatever you want to do.
The board. And you can keep it high impact, or you can bring it down to low impact.
One great way to rate doing low impact but raise your heart rate, pick up your arms.
Lift the arms.
You can do this, make a great workout, right?
You got it. We want to make sure that we increase our heart rate. Increasing our heart rate increases our metabolism. We are now going to get onto the glute machine, which works our gluteus maximus, our hamstring, and our quad, and also the hip flexor. So Gail is going to place her left foot on the back pad with her toe pointed down. In doing that, she will be working her glutes and her hamstring a little bit more by pointing down every time she extends out. Her chest is up against the front pad, and her hands are on the handles.
And just make sure your knee comes back to where this knee is. You don't want to.
So the knee that is being worked will not exceed the other knee.
Correct.
Good. And we don't want to add extra pressure to our knees. Perfect. Again, it's very important that we use the equipment at least 30 seconds each time, if not 1 minute. Either way, you can get a good workout. We want to be sure that we are working out for a solid 30 minutes to get enough time to get our heart rate up and work at 80% of our heart rate to burn the calories that we would like to burn. Okay, we are now going to go to the bicep curl machine. Gail is going to step over and sit on the seat. She's going to reach between the pads with her arms and begin to alternate each arm by lifting all the way up to hit the bicep and full extension without hyperextending the elbow. So on the push down, she is working her triceps. On the pull up, up, she's working her biceps.
Make sure your thumbs face the ceiling.
And thumbs are up at all times. If you feel you are 5'4" and under and want to stand in a squat position, be sure that your shoulder is lined up with the pad versus leaning forward. So be sure that you have your alignment before you lift the pads. So by doing this, she's able to get a little bit more out of her range of motion because now her body is leaning forward just a little bit to get a full range. So she is extending that pad all the way down to get full range for her tricep and pulling the pad all the way up to her bicep muscle to get a full range of her bicep muscle. Great job, Gail.
Thank you.
She is now going to go onto a cardio board to do another 30 seconds to 1 minute of cardio. She wants to make sure that her heart rate stays up and she can fully extend her
Anything again
arms.
you want?
She can do fast squats. There you go.
Yay! All good. Love our squats.
And now we are going to move on to the leg press. And being under 5'4", she is going to use the pad. So please be sure to put the pad down on the seat first and bring both feet up to the front pads. And you always want to be sure that the toe exceeds the pad itself. So the toes are high enough, which is also going to be equal to the knee. We never want the knee to exceed the toe. So be sure that that toe is a little bit higher at the knee level as you're looking at your toes. She is fully extending without hyperextending the knee at any time. Holding on to the handles and keeping her back nice and straight. Always exhale on your exertion and inhale coming back. Another thing to make sure of, that we're not leaving our heels off the pad.
Once they come off, that's when you know you've come in too far.
That's correct. And then the knee would exceed the toe at the same time. Good job, Gail. We are now going to move on to another board so she can continue her
What should we do?
cardio
What
workout.
should we do? Arms. Do some arms.
Yeah,
Or we could do, let's see, or how about like this? This arm?
yeah, perfect. Again, we can bring this to a low impact by just taking the hop out.
Yep.
Good job. Lots of ideas. And now we are going to go on to the pec deck machine. Gail is going to sit in the seat. Arms are going to go in between the pads and holding onto the handle. She is going to be bringing both pads in together. If we have an injury on one shoulder versus the other, we are going to bring that pad in first and then the other. So working the pectoral muscles, which is your chest muscle, and also your rhomboids and lats, which are your back muscles. So you want to extend out and pull forward. Again, we are not banging either side. We are pushing and pulling to work opposing muscles.
You don't want to grab, you don't want to really move the machine with your wrists a lot. You want everything coming
From the arms.
from your arms. So my wrists are doing very little. It's a tough machine, it's good.
And again, on all the machines, we do not cross our feet. We want to make sure that we keep our feet level with our hips and our knees. Very good, Gail.
Good point, thank you.
You're welcome. And now she's going to go back onto a cardio board and do some more cardio. use it as a stepper. Yep, up, up, down, down, round robin, all the way around the board. Our final machine is the squat machine.
Best one.
Gail will stand on the platform first, lift the pads up to her shoulders. Again, we are going to make sure that she is properly aligned. Shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles are all lined up properly. She is going to lean back on her heels and get most of her weight behind and extend her butt straight back and stand straight up. So each motion is going to go down to whatever your level is and back up so that you're standing up perfectly straight.
The whoosh is a good sound. That means you're moving the hydraulics.
That's right. Perfect.
And see, my weight is back here.
Good. We always want to lean back on those heels. We have the handles to hold on to. And we want to make sure that our knees do not go over our toes.
Right. Okay.
Perfect.
Then you just get out, you get out like you got in.
So step back, hold the pads, and step off the machine. Perfect. Now we are just going to address a few things as far as the machines themselves. If we have an injury at all and we do not feel safe on a particular machine, it's okay to pass. You can use the boards 2 or 3 times in place of using that particular machine. It is, again, important that we make sure that we try to get a 30-minute workout in, and by doing that, you can go around at least 2 to 3 times and using the boards in between each. Now that we have completed our workout, we are going to move on to the stretches. So it's very important to stretch every muscle after your workout. So at this point, we are going to hold our stretches for at least 10 to 30 seconds. So we have a great poster here that describes every stretch, 10 different stretches, which works every single muscle. After stretching, we want to be sure to clean the machines as far as the handles go. So after every workout, this is just a formula of vinegar and water, and they might also have some wipes that you can use, and you're going to literally wipe down each of the handles on all of the machines. So once you spray your cloth or use a wipe, you can just go along and clean every handle on all the machines.